It's the KDKA Afternoon News. I'm Angino.
And I'm Shelley Duffy.
Do you procrastinate? You said before that you were going to tell me later. Well, now it's later, right?
It depends.
Okay.
For the most part, no. My mindset is I want to get it done, get it out of the way.
Okay.
But if it's an unpleasant experience, I'll put it off.
Yeah. Well, I never put off what's good.
Well, no, but I don't mean like that. I mean, if it's difficult or it takes time, I don't mind doing it. I'd rather, like cleaning my house, for example. I will do it, and it'll take me.
Yes,
it does. No, I like the result of cleaning my house. I don't necessarily.
I thought you described it as therapy.
Oh, it is therapy. I look at it like that, but I don't necessarily. Like if I had a choice of doing something for 4 hours.
So you're not saying things like, no, Paul, I'd rather just stay home and clean tonight.
No, exactly. I'm not doing that. So no. But I'd rather get it done because I know it has to be done. Or laundry. I hate doing laundry, but I'd rather get it done.
See, that's really odd. I never understood why people complain about doing laundry.
Oh, because it's the folding. I don't mind putting it in a washer and a dryer. That's no problem.
Yeah,
then you have to fold it and put it away.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan
Or you
of
can
that.
just leave it in the baskets.
Okay, well, that's the difference.
You have the basket you get the clean clothes out of, and then you have a basket that you put the dirty clothes into. Yeah. Procrastination, huge for me. I'm always putting things off to the very last minute. And I know it needs to come to an end. But our guest coming up right now is suggesting that he knows why we do it and knows that we're ultimately never going to stop. Steve McClatchy, New York Times bestselling author of Decide, Work Smarter, Reduce Your Stress, and Lead by Example. He's on the Disc Institute of Pittsburgh Newsline. Steve, welcome to KDKA.
Thanks, Mangino. Thanks, Shelley. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, why do we procrastinate?
Yeah, and we all do it. I mean, I work with companies like Google and Under Armour and Disney, Accenture. We all do it. Why? Typically, we procrastinate tasks, as Shelley mentioned, that we don't like. And we have no energy to do tasks that we don't like. Well, procrastination provides the energy. So as we get closer to the deadline, we get scared. And that fear releases adrenaline, and the adrenaline contains painkillers, and that energy, it's nice. I mean, it's a task you don't like, and it's a brilliant strategy the brain uses to do things it doesn't like. Energy before you do it. So that's the number one benefit, but there's some additional benefits. So you stay focused on the task. If your phone rings, at the last minute, you can't take the call. You don't take the call. You don't allow yourself to be interrupted or distracted. And wait, this keeps the task in your life for less time. And remember, you didn't like it. And then the third benefit, I know this isn't going to sound like a benefit, but, if you're a perfectionist, you can blame, poor quality on the deadline instead of your ability. So it does give you an out.
Oh.
You could say, I could have done better, but it's the best I could do given the deadline. You have an out to not do your best quality. So there are some benefits, which is why we repeat it.
I don't like being stressed, though. I'd rather just get it done and out of the way. For most things. The stress?
So let's go through the downsides because Shelley, what you're mentioning is the other side of it, which is let's be in control of it instead of it controlling us. So the downside of procrastination is you're not in control, and if something else pops up, another priority pops up, you can't tend to it. You've left yourself no choices, which can trigger anger, resentment, frustration. The quality goes down at the last minute. Now, if we're talking about taking out the trash, right, well, there's no quality involved in that. But this is the big presentation, the big proposal, the big project.
Right.
Pressure and quality don't like each other. It's why, coaches call timeouts before the big play, hoping the player will choke under that pressure. When pressure goes up, the quality with first-time tasks go down. But the biggest downside of procrastination is it'll never help you to achieve your goals. So if you want to learn the piano, if you want to write a book, if you want to run a marathon, get an MBA or an advanced degree, those things you can't use. You can put those things off forever. So you have to use what Shelley mentioned, which is endorphins. You experience endorphins when you feel a sense of accomplishment and you're in control. So the reason she likes to get it out of the way, right? Shelley, tell me if I'm on the right track, is because how you feel after you said, I love the result. I just like to be in control. It's kind of why we keep a to-do list and check stuff off. We'll even create a to-do list, and then we do something, we go to check it off, it's not there. We'll add it to the list and check it off.
She is raising
Oh my
her
gosh, I'm just going crazy in here because you have just described my world.
Yeah, endorphins are better than adrenaline. When you realize that, you start to take control of things. Your gas tank's half full, you fill it up. Yeah. Why? You don't have to. And when you're in don't have to mode, your brain has a question for you with every task. Are you doing this because you're deciding, or is the task deciding for you? And when you're in control, it releases the endorphins. So if you want to achieve goals in life, it's all about the momentum of the endorphins. So the problem with the gym is there's nothing to get you there. But boy, do you feel great on the way back. And then you use, and they call it the happiness chemical. And you can put endorphins in your body. Other people can't. But other people can put adrenaline in your body through fear. So to earn endorphins, it has to be decisions you're making where you're in control. So I say, look, let's look at the don't have to list. What do I not have to do today? And when you're in that mode, you're really working with endorphins, not adrenaline.
That's fascinating because so much of what he's saying right now, Shelley, and that I feel better. And Steve, I feel better once I finally finish the project, whatever it is. And then I oftentimes think to myself, why did I put it off as though I was trying to avoid this level of discomfort? It really wasn't that big of a deal. And now I feel so much better now that it's done.
And those endorphins give you energy to do other tasks, right? Yep, endorphins. Yeah. They're the reason that when you're in control. Chapter 4 in my book is adrenaline versus endorphins, and I'm telling you, it explains those two chemicals are literally behind every decision we're making.
All right, for people like me, I'm a chronic procrastinator. I mean, chronic. How is it just an issue of will for people like me?
Well, it's not lazy. I mean, we all have talents, gifts, skills, and abilities and we all have weaknesses. And the problem is with a weakness, you have just no energy to address a weakness, and procrastination provides that adrenaline. As you get close to that deadline, it's why when some people set their alarm clock ahead of the real time, so when they wake up, they see it and they go, oh, that's not the real time. They need that adrenaline, that fear to just act on something.
I do that too, by the way.
Steve,
I do that too. I set my alarm, my clock, 10 minutes fast, everywhere. Yeah.
Steve, I got to tell you, Shelley is behaving like a parishioner in church. Your whole sermon, she's like waving her hands, and I think she was biting her tongue on a couple of amens.
I'll tell you, I feel when I discovered all this and I learned it, and I put it in the book, and I've been teaching this for 15 years. People listen to it and they go, yeah, but if you Google procrastination, you won't hear anything like this. So it's kind of a unique approach and perspective on it, but it really does explain with not much complexity. Yeah, that's it. That's why I do it. That's why. And the people that don't do it, they're all about the endorphins. Some people call them control freaks, but they like the endorphins, the sense of being in control and that sense of accomplishment when they accomplish a task.
Steve McClatchy, New York Times bestselling author of Decide, Work Smarter, Reduce Your Stress, and Lead by Example. You can also find out more about him at his website, alleer.com, ALLEER.com.